Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most critical, yet honestly, most overlooked systems in your entire home. Yeah, I'm talking about the machine that keeps you comfortable all year round.
So, let me just kick things off with a question for you. What do you think is the single most important machine in your home? I mean, really think about it. Is it your car? Your phone? Maybe the refrigerator? Go on, give it a second.
I'm willing to bet the answer is something you walk past every single day, and you probably don't give it a second thought. Well, until it breaks, right? It's your HVAC system. You know, your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. This thing is the true unsung hero of your home. And trust me, it works so much harder than you might realize, especially if you live in a place where the weather gets, well, a little crazy. So let's dive into why this hero is pretty much constantly under stress. See, in a demanding climate, your system isn't just dealing with a little heat or a little cold. No way. It is battling these wild extreme swings. We're talking from a bone-chilling -20 degrees all the way up to a sweltering 95. Now, you throw in some really high humidity and these constant freeze-thaw cycles that beat up the outdoor unit. And you've got a recipe for some serious mechanical stress. That's a level of strain that systems in milder climates just never have to deal with. And look, when a system is under that much constant pressure, it's going to start showing signs of trouble. It's inevitable. So let's talk about the warning signs that you absolutely positively cannot afford to ignore. And we're not just talking about little quirks here. I mean, these are the heavy hitters. A cracked heat exchanger, that is a massive safety issue. Frozen AC lines can lead to some really nasty water damage. A failed compressor contactor, well, that means you've got zero cool air on the hottest day of the year. An undersized ductwork? Oh, that just means your poor system has been struggling, literally suffocating from the day it was installed. And that brings us to a really critical point. A cracked heat exchanger, this isn't just about being comfortable anymore. This is about safety. We're talking about carbon monoxide, which is colorless, odorless, and incredibly dangerous, leaking into your home. A failure like this is a non-negotiable, system is done kind of problem. But you know, the warnings aren't always that dramatic. Sometimes it's more subtle. So ask yourself, are you noticing any of these things? Like rooms that are always too hot or too cold, no matter what you do. Maybe weak airflow, just kind of trickling out of the vents. Or how about strange noises, like grinding or squealing? A sudden spike in your utility bill. Or the big ones. The furnace is blowing cold air in the winter, or the AC is blowing warm air in the summer. These are the early warnings. Think of them as the whispers before the system starts screaming. You gotta pay attention to them. Sooner or later, when you get that dreaded diagnosis from a technician, you're faced with this huge decision. And it's a decision that can cost thousands of dollars. How in the world do you decide whether to repair your old unit or just replace it entirely? Well, this brings us to what I like to call the $5,000 question. It's this really simple but brilliant rule of thumb called the $5,000 rule. And what it does is it takes all the emotion and guesswork out of the decision and just gives you a clear, data-driven answer. The whole idea is to stop you from pouring good money after bad, to stop you from feeding a system that's already on its last legs. And here's how easy it is to do it. It's just simple multiplication, that's it. First, you just need to find out how old your AC unit is. Then you get a solid quote for the repair cost. You multiply those two numbers together, the age times the cost, and boom, you get your decision score. Okay, let's look at a real-world example to see how this plays out. Let's say you have a 12-year-old AC unit, and a technician tells you the repair is going to be about $500. So you just multiply 12 by 500, and you get $6,000. Now, since that number is higher than $5,000, the rule clearly suggests that replacement is probably the smarter long-term financial move here. And this is where you see the trade-offs, right? A repair has that tempting, low upfront cost. I get it. But if your system is over 12 years old, you're not gaining any efficiency, and you're still living with the risk of another breakdown next month or next year. A full replacement, yeah, it's a major investment for sure. But what you're buying is lower energy bills, the peace of mind that comes with a full warranty, and a super reliable system for the next, 15 to 20 years. Okay, so you've decided to make the call for help. And for a lot of people, this can be a really stressful moment, right? You don't know who is showing up at your door. You don't know what they're going to find. You don't know what it's going to cost. So let's just demystify what a good, professional, and honest service call should actually look like. Honestly, it should be this simple. Step one is all about communication. You should get a fast response and know exactly who is coming to your house and when. Step 2 is about total transparency. The technician should actually show you the problem, show you the broken part, and give you clear, upfront pricing with no pressure. And finally, step 3 is about competence, getting the job done right, using quality parts, and backing it up with a guarantee. You know, everything we've talked about so far has been reactive. It's been about dealing with a problem after it's already happened. But the best strategy is always prevention. So this last section is all about how you can take control and move from that state of reactive panic to a position of proactive power.
This number right here, it says it all. A well-maintained HVAC system can and absolutely should last you between 15 and 20 years. But without that basic care, you could be shaving years off its life. And that forces you right back into that expensive repair or replace decision way, way sooner than you should have to. And the benefits? They're just undeniable. Think about it. Regular maintenance isn't a cost, it's a smart investment. You avoid most of those horrible midnight emergency calls, you make your expensive equipment last longer, you literally save money every single month on your energy bills, and you make sure the system is operating safely for your family. And, oh yeah, for most systems, it's actually required to keep your manufacturer's warranty valid. It's kind of a no-brainer. So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. That unsung hero in your basement or sitting on the side of your house, is it really ready for the next season? Whether that's the brutal cold or the blistering heat that's just around the corner? Because taking one small, proactive step today could save you a whole world of stress and a whole lot of money tomorrow.